Okay, I wanted to do a video real quick. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I started this probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Several people had emailed me, and Steve had done some videos where some witnesses and those who had encounters had asked for them to post pictures. And their reasoning was, hey, the pictures will help, reaffirm what we saw, and and kind of help us, work through, knowing that, it wasn't our imagination, that these things really exist and there are pictures of them. And so I'd started a thing on Facebook where I'd started posting a few of my pictures so these people could see them. And then we had a tragedy in our family happen, and I won't go into detail, but it was just awful, just got awful. And so, long story short is, for the last few weeks we've been kind of out of commission here, and kind of getting back in the swing of things. I wanted to do this real quick because I understand how there's affirmation when you can see photos, and because when you see something you like that and it makes such a profound impact on your life, you're wanting to you're wanting to say, hey, show me pictures of this thing. I show that I want to see that I wasn't the only one. And so I'm going to show a few still captures of the best pictures I have, and then I'll cut to some loops of them. I won't do it on the screen capture, because unfortunately screen capture degrades the quality. So I'll do it, straight up raw. And but I was going to start, here's the white Sasquatch, and they come in all kinds of colors. You can see here on my screen, got different pictures, and I've got pictures from still captures and cutouts from back trail cameras, and some from game cameras. And the one thing, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm not going to get into big, this is why this looks this way or whatever. These pictures are what they are. I captured them. Other than the game trail cam pictures, the rest of these pictures were captured by a back trail camera. And so you understand, I had a camera on my shoulder filming behind me. So I did not see these Sasquatch as I filmed them. In other words, I filmed them, they peeked at me from behind or were behind me. And then later, upon review, I discovered they were back there. So that's why, there was no stop and run after them. There was no stop and, get a pristine, HD picture. Now, all these pictures, all these videos were 1080p except for the trail cameras, and I think the trail cameras pictures I have in this one are going to be 480. It was infrared at night, so you can imagine. And I take that back. This guy right here, this picture here, and I'll show you, this was the Sasquatch that was looking at me through a laurel thicket. That was taken with a low def camera. It was a handy cam, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't 780p, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and go through these real quick, and we'll go look at the white one first. And to give you an idea, let it pull up here, maybe. Okay. So this is the full size capture, and it's in 1080. It's in high def, and I'm walking down a trail, and the camera's on my shoulder, and I don't have a gimbal or anything for it. This is back 2012, but this is a blow up screen capture. Yes, I did do. I sharpened it. I hit the contrast. I did some deblurring, but that's it. That's the image. And so this guy, he snuck up behind us as we were going down the trail, and then duck down, and you'll be able to see that movement on the when I show you the video. And that's just a cutout again. You can clearly see he had yellow eyes, and he was an odd looking one, but he was white with pasty, looks like gray or almost human colored skin there. And this is a cutout of the four of the bass. These two right here were looking at me, or not looking at me. This was a trail camera. This one was standing sideways behind me. This one was behind me watching me as I was flapping my jaws. Of course, that's the white one. So I'm going to cut over to the loop, and I won't do it here because, like I said, it degrades it. Let's look at the gray one. This guy here, there we go. He was standing, basically what it was is I'd gone back to this location to film a video where I'd left a gift of a wild mountain mint under a stack of stones. And while I'm flapping my jaws, looking at the camera, this guy pops up behind me, and I don't think I have it. Right there's you can see on this one here. Let me do the large here. Hang on a second. That's actually the video. And you can see how far behind me it was. Here I am, my sad sack looking self. And then this guy, he came up, and he was actually looking to the side, turned his head, and then for a few frames, I was able to get a few frames of him going from sideways and to looking at me. And that's what this right here is. You can see, of course, now he's gray, and he has gray skin, and he's in gray gray foliage. So the logarithm on the the logarithm on the Sony HD camera turned him gray. I'm sure his skin tone is a little different than his hair color. But here's this is in sequence and frames, and here he's kind of looking to the side profile, and then he turns his head and looks at me. You can see again here he kind of cocks his head, then he's looking at me, and that's the final. So those are the in sequence the frames. And you see each is a little different because he's way back there and he's in foliage and he's moving. And there it is. Well, I had one. You can see my ugly mug here, and you can see how far behind me he is. He's way back there. and he's watching me from watching me, flap my jaws. And then there again, this is a real good one because you can see the detail of the nose and see his ear right there, and see the brow ridge right there protruding. See his mouth right there. Let's see. Let me go to. Thought I had one more close up, a better close up of him. Yes, that's it right there. That's not a sharp one. I had a sharper one of him. I guess I'll have to find it later. Hang on. Let me pause this and I'll find it. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, let's see here. Here's a cutout. And this is a different frame, but it's pretty good. You can tell there's his eye and see the ridge of his nose. You can actually see the hair on his face and the smoothness of his cheek. There's his ear and his shoulder and his arm. Let's see, there's another frame. See his mouth there, his nose, his two eyes, ear, same thing. Detailing of the guy, you can actually, like I said, you can see smoothness of the cheek and then the hair, and again the nose and the brow ridge and everything. And that's the gray one. Real quick, this one's from the Olympic project. This one stuck his face in the trail camera, and this is the Rich Gameau gave me permission to use this. This is from the Olympic project, and this is basically where the Sasquatch was like right in the trail camera. This is infrared at night, and he's bent over, and you can only see half his face. So I just took and flipped it. But it's interesting because this one right here is look, he's extremely hairy. He's got, and I've got similar ones where the hair is actually is coming off the forehead and growing on top of the nose and off to the side here. Of course, you can see the brow ridge here and the eyes, the mouth. But that's pretty much, what one, that one out there. This is in Olympic, Washington. And so you can see the genetic diversity. And let's see. We've done the white one, the gray one. Here's another white one that I was able to get on camera accidentally as I was walking down the hill. And I was talking on the cell phone, wasn't paying attention. I had the camera pointing to my right. And this guy was coming up this is an old logging road, and I was coming down to it. And he stuck around, but bobbed and weaved for a few minutes. I took I just zoomed that in. I didn't do anything to it except adjust contrast, and I did a little sharpening of it, and that's about it. And you can pretty much see his face there. And it's another white one. And then here's the close-up of it. For those who want to see that, not perfect, but You know, you see the nose and the eyes and the mouth and sun, hot spot on the forehead where the sun's hitting it. And then let's see here. Let's do this is the Bigfoot in the laurels. This guy was, or we think it's a female. I was urinating in a creek, and and as I was urinating, I was filming behind me, and I've gone back and done follow up, and this thing pretty good size, about 3 times my size. And this one was not with high def. This was with low def. And then let's look at, here's a couple that were captured in infrared on a trail camera. This little knob right here is 8 foot off the ground, and you can clearly see the two. So this one right here is about 9 foot tall, and the one behind it at least 10, 12 foot tall. Basically, they were between what I call the peaking tree, and there was a tree that they used to like to look between. They knew they could see infrared. They can see infrared, and so this tree was right at the edge. So they would trip the camera, and then they would sneak up just enough where you could get some images of them, and they would step back. Here's both these are the same. You can see here's what I call the peaking tree. I actually had a trail camera right there that was pointing off to the right, so they'd come up, and avoid that camera. And like I said, that's at 8 foot, and they would fade in and out. This one has a Jimmy Durante nose. You can see it. It's a big old fat nose. And then this one, of course, has a more traditional look. You can see they have the raccoon look. They keep their hair trimmed off their brow. David Pilates noticed that, called it the raccoon look, because they trim their hair. They don't let it fall down their face. And then let's see here. This one right here was on top of a mountain. This guy here, he tripped the camera, and he was down the hill. It was raining. This is infrared, of course, and of course it's kind of just funky looking because it's all infrared. His eyes glowing, but you can see here his mouth and his nose. And let's go to this one right here. So this creepy one. This is in the same location as the other two. That little knob's at 8 feet, so this guy's a 9 footer. But look at the way his eyes glow. He looks kind of creepish. But then you got the raccoon look, and he kind of looks like this guy. So I'm wondering if the infrared doesn't, the infrared doesn't make the facial features, the high cheekbones, and all that kind of, accentuate them, make them look, distort them some. I'm thinking so. And then this is the guy that there was one that licked the trail camera. I'll just show you this. This is like the very last frame where he stuck his eye. You can see the side of his head. The reason his skin is pink is because he set the trail camera off during the day, but he was right up in it. So it was in infrared mode at daytime. So you get this pinkish looking, skin and stuff, but that's his left eye. He was leaning sideways, so I straightened it up. And let's see. I guess that's it. In closing, for those who've asked about my books, I've got The Nephilim Among Us, and this is my updated version. This is my experience and my conclusions. A lot of people have asked me, "Do you have a book? Where's your book at?" I'm not trying to sell you anything that, I put many, many hours and 10 years into this. So, but if you want to read about my research and my conclusions about my research, this is the book you need to get. If you came over from Steve's channel and you're, Steve, my buddy, he is very gracious and a very good friend, and I appreciate all he's done for me. He's done a lot, and he kind of pulled me out of the doldrums. I still don't research, but I had really withdrawn from Sasquatch a lot, and he kind of pulled me out of it. And I've written the book Truth Denied, which is about the Sasquatch DNA study. So if you're interested in that, you want to know about, you hear him on his videos talk about, it's already been done, it's already been proven. Well, he's talking about this study. And so I get into the, details of the study. And in this book, the study itself, the scientific conclusions, and there's also this is the full story through my eyes as someone who has actually had 11 hair samples in the study, and was part of David Plotty's team that was working with Melba Ketchum. This is my side of it. This is what, this is from my recollection and my documentation of what happened. And so I think it's a pretty good book, to be honest with you. It gives you the ins and outs of the Sasquatch community and all the crap that was going on, the craziness. And Steve's been gracious enough to promote the book, and I really appreciate that. But if you really want to know what's going on, or is going on, this book right here will give you that. And so I'll put links to those books in the video, and I'll close it out from here. I can't even talk. I'll close it out from here. Like I said, I will cut in the loops of the white Sasquatch, and also I did little loops on the gray one, and I'll cut those in so you can see those, and it'll be in high def, a little bit easier to see than if I played it here on the screen capture. And I appreciate you guys watching, and y'all be safe out there. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and be safe out there. Pray for the United States, and pray for my family, and all that my wife, and what we're dealing with our tragedy. I'd appreciate your prayers, and you guys take care, and hopefully looking for a better 2021, and big things coming with Steve, hopefully, and more announcements to come as that develops, and so we get this COVID behind us. Hope everybody, like I said, take care, have a Merry Christmas. Thanks.